On here in one moment. Thanks for coming, everybody. Just give us a few minutes. Once she gets on here, we're going to start addressing these dreams because this is Dreams Unzipped. So that means the real scoop about the dreams. Okay, we're waiting for Kelly to show up. She'll be here any moment. She's probably going to tell you she got bit by a spider last night. So if you see her wearing a slouchy hat or sunglasses or possibly a pirate patch, that's why. She lives in an area that's very wooded, as is where I live. And, you know, you wake up and you get these bites and you just die thinking what might be. Like, hi, Kristen. She said hi back. How you doing? Where's our cupcakes when we need them? Kristen is one of my sorority sisters, and we both love cupcakes, but that's just another story. So Kelly Sullivan's watching. Bring her on camera. Let's do it. Here we go. Here she dream, and I'm adding her, and here she comes. It says adding. There. Yay, you're here.
I'm so mysterious.
You are.
I am.
Very, very. What's her name? Lana?
Oh no, I am doing my Veronica Lake or Bacall, Lauren Bacall.
Or Lauren, all of them.
I want to see if I can hear you.
If anyone who's young is watching, they don't know.
They have no idea. They have no idea.
But it just means they wear a slouchy hat.
Oh, you can't hear me now. Okay, I can't.
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I should put my things in.
But you know what? It makes it. Oh yeah. Right.
I didn't do that. Did you do that?
No, I'm just having
everybody just hold tight with us. It's going to be really fast.
How mysterious am I? Can you see my sexy eye?
I can't see your sexy eye.
I'm winking at you.
I mean, I can see that you are sexy, but I can't see that your eye is concealed and what it's concealing. Oh. And everybody, for those of you out there, it ain't pretty what's behind that. I know. Oh. No, it was just something was mentioned on you last night, right?
Well, it comes with the territory of living in the woods, I suppose. I mean, yeah. I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I've got it. I mean, I've been having allergies lately, so it didn't strike me at first, but then I looked in the mirror.
But they're usually more even, right?
Okay, who wants to see? Does anybody want to see the eye behind the hat?
Oh, yeah. If you want to see her eye or lack thereof, or whatever
if you want to have a good nightmare tonight. Yeah, Kim Moulton, do you want to see my eye? I feel so Okay, maybe we should talk about. Whoa, can you still see me? Okay.
I can still see you, yeah, and you look cute. I don't care if you have one eye that's
one eye Jeff.
I like you anyway.
There we go. Okay.
And Campbell, hey, you remember Ann from Teotihuacan?
Oh.
She wants to see your eye.
I think I need more than one person wanting to see my eye.
Yeah, right. Because although
we get another couple, then it will give you nightmares. So you have to be very, very brave. All right.
So it's like this show offers everything. If you want just one eye, we've got that. If you want two, we've got that. Stop it.
If you want an Eiffel Tower, we've got that.
We've got an eye.
What else? Tower. What else? What is this thing hanging in my face?
Oh, she says, hi, come on.
That's what I need. Oh my God.
Okay. That's all you need. Go ahead.
All right, ready? Here we go.
She was sleeping like an angel. And that, wait a minute, that was so not enough time. Do it a little bit more.
There.
It's so hard to show. And Daniela's here. Hi, Daniela. She's one of our producers.
And Kim says we're so silly. Good. Oh my God, she likes my
and she
likes my one eye. What which one eye?
Do you like the one that's working or the one that's kind of wonky?
You know what? I'm feeling better though. Just being here talking to you and being in this vibe, I feel like my eye is feeling a little bit less strange. So I think this is good. So maybe we should get on with some dreamy selves.
Yeah,
let's get down with our dreamy selves.
Let's get down and dreamy, people. We got so many dreams. I had to write them down. Now, Kel, I'm going to ask you this. Yo.
I'm wearing the wrong hat for that.
Yeah, no, you're all right. You could be yo in any hat, really.
Lauren Bacall never yo'd.
She just, that was before her time.
It was
It was an implied yo. We've got that one huge epic dream, but we've got a bunch of small ones. Do you want to knock out a couple small ones just to feel like there's
warm up
accomplishment?
You know what? Yeah, throw one.
Let's
see what you got.
All right. Oh, love you too, Kim. She's going to come back later, and we'll still be here probably. There's a lot of dreams.
That's the good thing about Facebook Live. It lives forever. That's why if you really see my eye, it'll live forever, and you don't want that.
And maybe it'll be healed by the next time you see her.
Oh, did I mention that we're sponsored by Starbucks today? If you want a one-eye latte.
If you want your nose to be the next issue, Pinocchio, you better.
I'm a dreamer, and I dream these things, and I know it's just a matter of time before they're going to say, "Of course, yeah, duh."
They say you're a dreamer, and you're not the only one.
Thank you, That's John Lennon. Right. Okay. All right. Hit me with your best shot. Dana's calling me a weird eye. There's weird eye for the straight guy. That's
right. He's the straight guy. Oh my gosh. So, and as we figured out from his dream last night, or something.
Dana had an inappropriate dream last night.
He did.
Inappropriate about Nancy. But see,
it wasn't bad though. Nothing bad happened.
No, that's true. It was just about to happen, but it didn't happen.
I don't think so.
This is how rumors get started. Okay, people, stop it. Enough.
Let's start. Here, we're getting down to dreaming.
Okay.
All right. So listen to this one. This is a little one, but you can do it. All right. She's constantly trying to dial a phone number.
Ooh.
And she keeps getting it wrong. Or these are dreams that are recurring. This happens a lot. Or she's trying to pack for a job.
Okay.
Oh no, pack to get home, but there's too much stuff and she can't do it.
Okay.
So she keeps having these frustrating dreams, those kinds.
So let's
where you
divide these. We're gonna make them two dreams because these both are loaded with stuff. No pun intended about the packing. Okay. So the dialing numbers. First of all, there's two things.
Keeps getting it wrong.
So anything having to do with a phone is about, if it were my dream, about communication, a desire to reach out and touch somebody, to connect. And this, to me, if it were my dream, is about the frustration of not being able to say what I mean, get my point across, reach the person I want to. And the good thing about it, I feel like a lot of us have these dreams where we're trying to connect with somebody, whether it's by phone or in another way. And I think here's my macro view of this. I believe us humans are becoming more telepathic as we evolve. And these dreams, these frustration dreams, are like pushing up against the edges and helping us to become more telepathic because we so want to communicate, want to connect. So I think it's like moving in that direction. But here's the other thing. One of the things that lucid dreamers do is that they test whether they're dreaming or not by trying to make a phone call. And if the numbers get jumbled, which they always do, numbers are never orderly or they never stay the same. They always, like if you look at a clock in a dream and it's 3 o'clock, you look back, it'll be 10:20. It's like
so dreams are no help with the lottery.
No, that is not true. Every once in a while, people will get a number and then they write it down and then they get it. But
then bam.
But the idea is that numbers don't stay the same. Like you can't look at the lottery numbers and then look back again and again. They will change. But if you look at it once, like record that number, write that puppy down. Somebody in our Chicken Soup for the Soul book, Dreams and the Unexplainable, had a dream about a number sequence while she was going through bankruptcy, losing everything, her apartment, her business, her relationship, everything, dark night of the soul. And she kept having a series of numbers that were coming to her. And she kept buying tickets to no avail. But she went into her dreaming on the night that she was literally going to be homeless. And she said, okay, God, if you really want me to win the lottery, you need to make it so clear. I need to know where I'm going. What store am I buying this at? And what kind of lottery ticket? So she literally got the number, got a glimpse of what the store was, and she heard in the dream, Lucky for Life. So the next day, the day that she was homeless, she went to the store, put the number down and asked the guy, do you have a ticket called Lucky for Life? Because there's so many. He said, as a matter of fact, we do. So she put her numbers into that thing and she won. $60,000 for the rest of her life every year for the rest of her life.
Oh, what a great
So
deal
yes,
would
so
that
numbers can, if you look at them once, you can dial those in and like hold on to them. But if you go back and forth and the numbers change or they're hard, it's a clue that you're dreaming. So I would say to this person, if you have this dream again, know that you're dreaming when you're having this, and it could be an opportunity to suddenly become lucid, which is becoming
be?
aware
Ooh.
that you're dreaming when you're dreaming. So both of those.
And I love lucid dreaming.
Those
When
are
I
the
get to
best.
do that, I love that.
Yes.
So then her other half of her dream
Oh,
is
yes.
where she's trying to pack to go home, and she can never fit all this stuff in, which I happen to know her closet, and that might not be that far from reality. But she can't do it. She just can't do it.
Okay. This dream, if it were mine, in a nutshell, is about it's about like all the stuff that you try to take with you. So it's like the stuff that we pack is often related to our sense of self, our sense of identity. The
Yeah.
goal in dreams, every single dream, from my perspective, other people have different points of view, but mine, from my research and all the dreams I've looked at, they're always about getting us free, getting us into our power, which is about like reminding us that we have wings to fly, and we can't fly if we're heavy laden. So often these dreams about packing and things not being able to fit are about, do you really need all that stuff? What kind of things do you need to drop? What kind of luggage have you been carrying around forever? Like, I'm a victim, nobody loves me, that boyfriend that broke up with me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, maybe it's time to drop it. And then on the physical level, let Nancy come in and help organize for you. And then you'll have the best inside and out.
Okay, you know what's interesting is the answer to both of those dreams, and I know this person very well, it really does apply to her life. So excellent work, Kelly.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to give you you get a gold star.
Thank you. On my
for that
on my forehead here.
On your eyelid of the one eye.
On my cute eye. Oh, I forgot to wear an earring.
No.
I was going to wear a big old earring to distract, but hopefully.
You're just.
You know what?
You just.
This is reminding me today. Okay, wait. This is reminding me of the time I was in junior high school. My sister Shannon always tells this story, and I had all one length hair, and I decided I really wanted bangs. So I just grabbed a hunk of my hair and I went chop, and I cut it completely sideways and
diagonal,
way too short. So what did I do?
Here.
I put a big ponytail off of this side to distract.
You were probably very, 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 like you were a trendsetter in that moment.
I was so punk rock, so new wave.
So punk rock.
But my sister was like, Kelly, you're not distracting from anything. You're drawing more attention.
Now we're wondering, why do you have that weird ponytail when you should really be fixing those bangs? That's what she was saying.
I literally, you see all these pictures of me during that time. One random ponytail.
I need to see those pictures. Okay, I'm putting a call out next show. You bring a picture and put it right up to that camera, honey, because I need to see it. Just I. Just I.
Just I. Okay, what
just
else?
All right, so those two dreams. We're moving on. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna do another little one.
and if anybody's saying anything or commenting, I can't see anything. So
of course you can't. No, you know what? It's just showing people are watching, and I like that they are, even though the number doesn't go up. So they watch one at a time.
Okay.
They're like, only one of us can take this in any given moment.
Maybe I should show my.
Okay, you go in next. Okay. It's like that.
Okay.
So this next dream is a recurring dream, and you know what? Recurring dreams they all fascinate us.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about I had a dream, which we don't have to address.
No, let's hear it. You get a little something.
Less.
Why a high voice?
Because you're dropping this thing.
Okay.
Anyway, so back a long time ago, like in the 80s, I used to have a dream that I would sit at a piano and I'd hit like one key and I hit another key, and I can't play, and I'm well aware of the fact that I can't play. I don't know how to play piano, but all of a sudden I go like just whoa, what just happened here? And I had this dream so many times. It just says sit down, and I've noticed, wait, that's a chord, wait, that sounds like that, and now I can play whatever song comes to mind. Like I've got perfect pitch and I can hear everything. I had this dream so many times. Then I got married to a guy who has perfect pitch and could play piano better than anyone I know and was amazing. And I never had the dream again. Because he could do that thing that I was trying to do so I think recurring dreams, they fascinate me. That's the lead in too.
Okay, wait. No. I want to say something about that, if I may.
Oh, you sure?
Okay, so Carl Jung and Robert Johnson. Carl Jung, everybody knows him. Not as many people know Robert Johnson, but he is the dude. Was a Jungian and wrote a bunch of books. And anyway, they talk about the anima and the animus within all of us. And so within every woman, there's a masculine soul. And within every man, there's a feminine soul. And we're always looking, like we look to attract and have in relationship somebody that matches our soul so that we can get into relationship with our soul. But it often doesn't work out in the end because we're not meant to have them. They're only meant to hold a light for us to connect with our own soul, and then they're meant to go away so that we can hold on to that. But it feels to me very animus, like that dream of you being a virtuoso was your own masculine soul, your own ability to like handle and manage and like create music, and that's you. And then you manifested your then husband, who was I mean, of course he had a reality in his own world, but he was you. He was the you that you hadn't fully expressed yet. So then he had to go away so that you could come into the full expression of that. Metaphorically, it doesn't mean that you're meant to become a concert pianist or a Billy Joel impersonator or anything like that. Not to get specific, but
very specific.
But I think there's something like literally, I know this woman who kept dreaming about climbing mountains and all of this, and she was attracted to all these men that were rugged mountain climbers, and finally, she kept attracting these men, and the relationships were kind of disastrous. And then one day she decided to start trekking herself. And she realized all of that was to get her connected to how much she loved the outdoors and loved mountains. And it wasn't about being with somebody and living vicariously through them. Attract somebody that can support, but not be fill up that space for you. Anyway, that's like a whole other thing. But on the radio show I was on yesterday, all these people were talking about learning skills and having gifts in dreams that you don't have in waking life. And my perspective, like learning how to speaking a foreign language or
right
or knowing
I've heard people have that dream a lot,
and the truth is
suddenly speak something else,
right? And to me, where it gets super magical is when you can translate that back into this world, and where it sticks, because it can. Because you speaking French or you playing piano means that on some level you can. And the dreaming part of you is just a more advanced part of you, but it's still you. It's like the you that's a few miles out ahead of you, but it's kind of showing you what you're capable of. And should you choose to do that, you're already like many steps ahead. And the trick is in building the muscle back into this reality. But there's so much that we're capable of that we really have no right to do, things that we shouldn't know how to do, what we can, because we're infinite. That's why I'm excited about dreams. Don't take them lying down.
Everybody, that's why. So if you were wondering why one eye was excited about it.
Aye.
That's fun.
Right. What does it mean when you dream your eye is big and puffy?
Look at that. Ooh, when you did that, your hair looked really cool, and it was like shiny, and it had like a bounce to
Except
it.
when I went that way.
Yeah, don't go the other way, because there's only bounce on the one side. There's just you have half a bounce and half an eye situation. So
put it all together. I've got one good half going. Okay.
Okay, we've got another. Should I do another little one, or do you want to do the big one?
Oh, let's do the big one, and then we'll do. Okay. Then we'll do a little sandwich.
It's a little big sandwich.
Little big sandwich. So just give us the main pieces of this, and let's say who this is, because this person is a friend on Facebook.
She's okay with us.
Yes,
Casey. You wrote a really amazing dream. And what I did is I took out kind of the highlights of it. Bless you, Kelly, and bless you, Casey. But you wrote a really great dream.
And Casey did this, by the way, on the night of We Suck, which doesn't mean we suck. It means
no. Although some people watching might think that.
Right, exactly.
No.
It's like it's a Buddhist holiday. It's like a day where the dreams that they have predict the rest of the year, and it's about manifesting, and everyone's encouraged to dream that night because the dream that you receive will pave the way for the next, God knows, probably until the next We Suck. So I sent out an email to everybody on my email list. And if you want to be on that email list, by the way, go to my website. I had thestrangestdream.com. Anyway, and Casey saw that and she's like, oh, I'm gonna pay attention to my dreams tonight. So she did, and then she had this epic dream, and we're gonna abbreviate it.
Yeah, I'm going to do what I best can. But real quick, this is a good time. Let's mention our email.
Yeah.
What is it? Dr. Dream and Nancy T at
gmail.com. Yeah. So if anybody has a dream.
Is it spelled? It's DR, right? Doctor. In that. It is on the email. Just the email. It's Dr. Dream, DR Dream, and Nancy, letter T, at gmail.com. So you can, that's how you get to Dreams Unzipped. If you want to send us in a dream, or if you want to send us in a relationship situation, just send it to us and then we can have it. Okay. And then we'll address it. It's not that we just have it. That didn't sound good.
That means we have it, and then we'll take it with us to our grave.
But and you know what, they should always tell us if they want us to say their name or not. I've been refraining from saying names up until Casey.
I think we can do a first name. I think a first name, but you know what, they can tell us.
You're speaking on behalf of
make up a name. Make up a name, but let us know where you're from, because it's always good to know where people are from. For some reason, it helps.
Where's Casey from?
I don't know.
Do you know where Casey's from?
Facebook.
Oh, I thought you knew Casey.
No.
Casey's from Facebook. If there's Ohio, there's California, there's Facebook.
There's Facebook.
It's another state in the world.
Right.
All right, so here's her dream. Hold on to your hat.
I am.
Casey, all right. She's on her way to work, and there's a Titanic-like cruise ship overhead. And in her dream, the ocean is the sky. So it's on there, and it's kind of erratically flying overhead. She feels very uneasy about it. Then it does a U-turn, and it comes back at her. Now it's starting to feel like it's chasing her, and she's afraid. It skips to, oh, by the way, the ship's name is Logan's Challenge. Then later, she's at a resort. You know how dreams skip from locale to locale. She's now at a resort. And there's a ship, that same ship is flying overhead, and these color-coded cloths are falling from it. And what she learns from Julie McCoy or somebody who's in charge, she learns that these cloths go with a chair. There's like a beach chair, a lounging chair, and each cloth has a name, and they have to match them up, and these color-coded cloths go. And one of them says Logan's chair, and it's for a small chair and a child. Okay. Next big piece. There's a large swamp-colored green box-style truck that falls from this ship, and she's now freaking out. Oh no, it's going to hit me, and she's running to avoid it. And when it crashes to the ground, she learned that what had been the people in that boat that's flying above, the people in there are actually a family, and there's a father, and they're learning from everything that's falling that there was something that was coming up in their lives, an event, and the father was going to kill off the family and have the ship fall and crash to avoid this event, because in the event he would lose his son, Logan. Logan would be taken from him. Her question, though, after all of this, even though this is the dream, her question, I was intrigued by, says, was the crashing the ship intentional and he really meant to kill everybody, or was it all an accident? That's her question.
Right, after all that.
I mean, can you imagine? And I know you want to address all of that, but we should maybe just get her question first for sure. because all that other stuff could like.
No, I'll do it in the whatever order comes in, but I'll try to get back to that. I'm like, no.
All right.
Okay, so this is
a lot.
So to me, when it comes to dreams, just so people know, some dreams are like this, the epic, where it's like Gone with the Wind or The Matrix or both. And it's, it's important, I think, in order for people to not get so bogged down in the details, when it comes to dream sharing, it's good to just grab some of the big pieces. And if the dreamer were here, I would ask Casey, like, what's the one piece that seems the biggest to you? And I think it's indicated by her question. So we'll definitely get back to that. So I'm going to do my best to just summarize this and then hit some of the big pieces, because we could literally spend the next 10 years unpacking this dream, and it's worthy of that. But as John Muir says, if you pick one little leaf out of the forest, it contains the entire forest. So even if you just focus on one little symbol, it contains the DNA of the whole dream. So you don't have to get bogged down. I talk to some people that say, oh my God, I could make this a full-time job, dreaming, writing down my dreams. I'm like, do not do that. Just grab one piece from one dream each day, so that you don't get bogged down, so you get some of the magic from it. Like one leaf out of the forest that you carry with you. And that gives you smell it, you think about it, it brings the whole forest with you. So that's all you have to do. All right.
So when you were, it was a couple of years ago, we did some sort of dream thing together.
Yes.
And you had said, just make sure you write them down. And if you can't do anything, write the symbols down. And that's what I did. I was like, when it was done, I'd wake up and I go, okay, there was a car, there was an elephant, there was a ring, and then I went to your dreamer's book, your dictionary, and I'd look them all up.
Oh,
so what's the name of that? I had the
strangest dream, the Dreamer's Dictionary for the 21st Century. Thank you, Nancy.
It still comes in handy. I just thought I'd plug that real quick.
3,000 21st century dreams defined, or dream symbols defined. Okay.
Yeah, and Starbucks is in there.
Yes, it is. Brought to you by. Okay. I just like doing that. Okay, so interesting. I'm just going to go with what grabs me, because Casey's not here. So I'm really drawn by the name Logan. And for whatever, I don't know exactly what this means to her. Of course, we need to ask her. But I was thinking, what's the symbolism? And I literally, because she sent this dream to us a couple days ago, and then, or maybe longer, but I dreamt about her dream last night. And I was like, Logan, low gun, like a gun in a low place. So to me, it feels like this is like on the angel, ego, caveman order of things. This is like in a low primal place. This is about survival, and guns, like protecting, saving, killing, like we all have these. So to me, I feel like that is a big indicator of that's one leaf in this forest, that this is about survival issues. The fact that she first said it's like a Titanic over her head, this feels, if it were my dream, foreboding. Like and I always think every dream, no matter how scary it is a good dream, because every dream is moving us toward health, healing, wholeness. It's helping us to maybe course correct so that something unfortunate doesn't happen, so that we can be forewarned. So even a dream that sounds like the Titanic is over my head, it can still be very good, because I would ask Casey, what slight or subtle or big change needs to be made in your life? The Titanic is trying to get Casey's attention, because and it's, even though it's called Logan's Challenge, I'm just going to call it the Titanic, because that's got such an archetypal significance to me. We all, when I think of the Titanic, I think of this massive endeavor that was doomed. It wasn't thought out well enough, and it sunk, and it was a huge disappointment. I get the chills as I say it. It's like it was a dream boat that literally sunk, because there was some things that weren't thought out. So I wonder if there's been some dream that set sail that she has that didn't quite work out, where there's disappointment around that. There's some kind of heartache around it, and it's hovering over her head, and it's not letting her go. And because in some ways, when we're brokenhearted about something, we want to just push it aside. We want to get rid of it. I'm just going to get to work. I'm going to get on with my life. But it's saying, no, you're not really going to get to work, because the more you push me away, the more I'm going to frenetically chase after you. And I want your attention. I want you to deal with me. So I feel like there's something that's happened that needs to be reconciled. And it's like, and I feel like there's there's something about the cloths or the fabrics that are coming down.
All different colors. So this is a dream in color.
Right.
Dreaming in color.
Right.
So that's kind of
cool. So to me, there's something really hopeful about this, because if it were my dream, I feel like these things are coming down like from heaven, and they represent people that have passed, or that like something bad happened to these people. They died or something. And these colors represent their chairs, where they used to sit, their place in this world. So it's kind of like when we pass away, when we're not in the form that we're in, there's this more etheric thing that represents us. And so to me, I feel like there's this hope that even though these beings are gone, dead, they're not completely, and there's some reaffirming connection still to them in some way. And then, but it's, so really, I feel like getting into the father that is like the enemy in this dream is the father that harms his family and all these people in order to save his son,
in order to protect
his son. Right. So it makes me think, here's just where I go. The masculine part of me, the hero part of me, the father part of me, whose job is to provide and protect, has gotten out of balance because it's doing what it thinks it needs to do at the expense of so much. It's like flushing the baby out with the bathwater. It's like, so I would ask, where in my life am I so gung-ho about something that I have to do that's got a heroic intent? It's not harm-based. It's got a good intent, but it's out of balance. It's not seeing, like the Titanic wasn't thought through clearly, and it was doomed. Like this agenda that the father has isn't articulated well enough. It's not thought out well enough, and it's not going to work. So I would say, Casey, what's going on, honey? What plan are you making? What's the thing that you're doing that may be very heroic, that needs to be tempered with some feminine energy, that may need to have some meditation involved, so that something doesn't go askew, or some healing needs to happen with where this may have happened in the past. There needs to be some of what I call my fear formula, where you turn around and you face it, embrace it, ace it, meaning that you rise above it with love, and then you replace it. It becomes no longer the Titanic. It becomes something beautiful that's got all these beautiful fabrics, and there's something beautiful in its place. So, and then her last question is what the intent is. Well, go ahead, Nancy.
I was going to say she should get the book. It's Not About the Shark. And it's in, have you heard of that book?
No, but I like that.
It's about when they were making Jaws. And remember when they made Jaws and the shark looked so mechanical and it looked awful. And so what they did was they decided to put out that crazy music and just show the fin and show the people's reaction to it.
And the blood in the water.
And the blood in the water. It's because it's not about the shark. It's about the effects that it has on everything around it. Yeah, right. I just got that book for somebody who I thought wasn't looking at the entire picture. If I think a person's just focusing on one thing, just as
they're just like single-eyed focused.
They're just like it's like they have a hat that's just covering half of what's really going on. Then those people need to read It's Not About the Shark. And I can't remember who wrote it. Anybody who's watching, if you can Google It's Not About the Shark, tell me who wrote that, because then we can recommend that. But you were saying,
her
question, she says, was the crashing intentional or was it just an accident?
Okay. If it were my dream, because I always, when somebody asks me a question about their dream, I always turn it back on them, because everyone and everything in your dream is you, and you can speak on behalf of the person, even if you think, well, I have no idea. It's like, what if you did? So I'm just going to do an if it were my dream. And then Nancy, maybe offer what you think if it were yours. My feeling is I always look for the innocence, even in the characters that seem so diabolical. So the father is like the enemy here, but I know his intent is good. So I just think it's like with anything that we do that's too single-minded focused and not seeing the big picture, there can be collateral damage. Like in a war, we think we have to bomb these people, we have to get rid of this enemy, and we're not necessarily looking at the ramifications that will have, so like, wow, that can really, really harm so many other people because we want this one thing done. I think my big point of view with dreams is the perspective of wholeness, to embrace that every single thing and every single one is us, and to not cut anything out. So trying to save one part and get rid of the rest, I feel like it's some myopic perspective that she has, and I think the father's intent is good. It's just misguided. What do you think, Nance?
I would say if it comes down to just that question, was the crashing intentional or was it an accident? I almost think it was neither thing. I think it was a tool that he thought if he could make that happen, he could prevent this. I look at him as the protector. Right. It's funny because I just look at him as just ultimately it's his love and his desire to protect his little boy more than anything that's making him obviously make a decision that's weird, but like almost that he thinks that if he tries to make that happen, that crash, that he can save everything because of it, as though it's not going to be as detrimental as what. So I think there may be an intention to have it crash, but he doesn't intend to kill everyone. That's just what came to me, because he's the protector, and it doesn't make any sense for him to want to protect his son and then in the process, while doing so, killing him.
Well, this makes me think, as you were saying this, like, to me, the only place where there's any wisdom is if I take it inside myself. Like, to be totally outside, then I feel like I'm just being theoretical. But I think about sometimes when I've been, on the very rare occasion, in an argument with someone, say Dana, and
almost never happens.
Never. I mean, I love my hubby.
Once every 10 years.
Once every 25,000 years. But I know when I've been in an argument with anybody, and if I'm triggered, it usually means that my pain body's been activated. That means that the little girl in me has been hurt. And then there's this electric fence that surrounds that little girl that is kind of like the inner teenager that's like, I'll get you, so in order to protect the one that is so vulnerable. And so there can be this like, I'm going to prove how right I am, I'm going to get, and it's completely misguided because it ends up becoming a bloodbath. In order to protect my inner innocence, I end up creating so much havoc. So there's, and so that's my inner little girl, but we also have a little inner boy. The inner little boy would be maybe a bit more demonstrative, if we're going to get technical about it. But I think there's something about like, it seems like a good idea at the time, like the times when there's an argument that just goes on and on, like this dream interpretation is going on and on way too long. But, when it's like they say, don't go to bed angry. I think, you know what? Sometimes those late night arguments can just get so long. You need to just break, pause, go away and do your own journaling, work it out yourself, because sometimes that can just keep spiraling and spiraling, and it becomes this little teeny molehill becomes a mountain, and it's not necessary. Heal within yourself, self-soothe, and then bring whatever clarity you have to the situation without trying to, I don't know, create more havoc.
Wrangle it. Yeah. Well, we do have one other small one. And by the way, anybody who's watching, if you have a dream, write it in the comments and we can just get right to it right now. Because this is going to be a show all about dreams, I feel. There's just so much
but it relates to relationship. I mean, I think we can, this piece relates to arguing, I think, and fighting fair and saving yourself at the expense of somebody else. And inside of that, and you're really good at this, being able to, even if you're hurt, seeing the innocence in someone else and not wanting to take someone else down just because they hurt you. It's like maybe feeling like you want to do that, but not doing it, and knowing there's innocence over there, and not just acting on the, I need to protect myself and I'm going to take everyone else down. They'll pay for this.
They'll pay.
It's all relationship, for God's sakes. We're not in a vacuum.
It sure is. That's right. Oh, and I did vacuum earlier this week and it killed me.
With a real vacuum?
With a real vacuum. I'm not going to do that again.
Nancy, I'm so impressed.
Oh, I did so much stuff recently. I decided time to work out, time to get back in shape. And I've been organizing everyone else's life. I'm going to organize mine too. So my place is like, whoa, you should see what I've done.
White glove
I'll have
test.
to do a little, yeah. Well, maybe it's more organized.
Daniela loves it when we walk around and show people things.
She does.
She does.
Aww.
But I won't show too much of my eye. I think you're seeing too much of my eye right now.
No, actually, it doesn't look so bad. Now, it's so funny, but I think the swelling is going down.
It feels like it.
We've been on so long, you no longer have a problem with your eye. That's what that means.
Yay! Okay, so
all right.
another.
So let me tell you this last dream. It's a recurring dream again. And all right, this guy, either he or someone else is they killed somebody. And the body is buried, and unfortunately, it's found by workers or someone else. And it's funny because this dream was had by a friend of mine, her boyfriend. She says she now sleeps with one eye open. She submitted this to me. She said either is he or someone else killed someone, then the body's buried and ultimately found by workers or someone else. And she goes, I now sleep with one eye open.
That's hilarious. Her timing is impeccable.
She does have great timing. And I said, while you're at it, ask him if he has any relationship questions. And he said, and I quote, this is direct, I give too much good sex.
You know, what's wrong with me? I give too much good sex. I need help.
Oh, no, it's actually, I give too good sex. That's what it was. It's my sex is too good. It's just too good. I give too good sex. That's what his problem was. And that's a problem. She did the, yeah. So, okay, what would you say to this murdering thing?
Oh, Lord.
The bodies are buried. We know where the bodies are buried.
You
know what's funny is she always says that, like when it's like, don't worry, I'm not going to tell you a secret. I know where all the bodies are buried. She uses that phrase, and this is his girlfriend. So I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that he's dreaming about buried bodies, or is that me just being an optimist and she should sleep with her eyes? Kel, take it away.
I say yes to all of those things. I think we do need to be mindful of the figures of speech that we use and manifesting stuff. Okay, so in a nutshell, if this were my dream, I would think that anything that's buried is something that relates to my shadow. It's something that I don't want to see. It's something I'm ashamed of. It's something I'm embarrassed of. And if it's a dead body, if it's something that I killed, then I always think it all comes back to us. It's some part of myself that I don't like, that I'm ashamed of, that may have done something wrong that I haven't owned up to. And I'm trying to bury it. I'm trying to hide it. I'm trying to keep it from harm's way. I'm trying to just present who I am, and I'm unintegrated. So I think that like every human on the planet, there's not a single human on the planet that doesn't have some shadow work to do. This is a perfect quintessential shadow dream because it's showing you that yes, you can bury it, but it's going to come back. And someone else is going to find it. Somebody else will find it. Some other aspect of you, the working part of you, the worker part of you that is like, no, let's do this. Let's do our work. Yeah. Let's take responsibility. This part is like, let's dig it up. So this is like, this is why integration is so important to me. I'm becoming like an evangelist let's look for these dead bodies. So what I would do with this dream is not just go Nina, 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 or you've got a skeleton in your closet that you haven't faced, embraced, and learned how to love yet. It means like I would go after this and say to myself, if this were mine, what part of me have I tried to kill off? Have I tried to cut off? Have I tried to get rid of because I don't like it? Because at some point I expressed this part of me and it was deemed unacceptable, unlovable, rejectable. So I just took it upon myself to kill it off and try to hide it. What part of me is this? Is it my too good sex self? Is it my, like, am I overly, there's usually some, I'm going to go off on a strange tangent here, but it ties in. In South Africa, a friend of mine who's a shaman lived and worked there, and he said that they have what they call the tall poppy syndrome, where because there's so many poppy fields in South Africa, they say that every once in a while, one poppy shoots out of the field way above the rest, and the people that are in charge of the fields go on off and lop the heads off of these tall poppies so that there's this nice orderly looking field. And I get the chills when I say it. So they say that there's a place where we are all a tall poppy, where we really shine, where there's something really special about us, but it stands out. And in that place, we've been lopped off. That's where, like, our greatest gift is also where our greatest pain is. And it's like the wounded healer archetype. This may be the very place where this guy has a special gift, but it's been relegated to underground. And I would imagine, even if it on the surface it looks rough and scary, underneath it there's some gem, there's something very special, some talent, some gift that he just hasn't yet figured out how to use. But it's usually where it's like where X marks the spot, where the bodies are buried, is usually where the genius is hidden.
So this is very Wizard of Oz. Poppies, that'll make them sleep. You know what I mean? Poppies.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Oh, that was so
said,
good.
That'll make them sleep. That's what she
said. Exactly.
Is that something?
And the poppies are related
to that. That's how we end the show. Poppies, that'll make them sleep.
I love it when you do that. By the way, Nancy, for those who don't know, Nancy does a mean Cher impersonation. Just saying.
No, I don't.
Yeah. I believe something inside.
It's even better to watch you do it.
Do it, Nancy, do it.
I will not do that.
Oh, please start. One of these shows, enough funny. People ask, Nancy, how many people have to ask for you to do a Cher impersonation?
Kristen Kenny says, yes, you do.
Yes, she does.
She doesn't. Have you seen me do Cher? I can't imagine. I can't imagine that she's.
I know I look really cute with my one eye.
Well, you got the one eye, you know. She winked it from time to time.
Oh my Lord. Okay, so if anybody has any other dream questions or relationship questions or dreams about relationships or relationship dreams.
How long have we been on here?
A long time, probably. I don't know. I can't see.
I don't know because I can't see my timer. But I was going to say.
It's been longer than normal.
Oh, really?
I think.
It's because of all those dreams.
I know.
And they were all given to us to be interpreted. So I'm glad we handled it.
So
we don't have anybody that said any dreams on live the show. So
that's okay.
If you write on this later, we will make sure we get to them. Sure.
Absolutely. So send us an email if you want, or you can just reply to this thread here on Facebook Live at
Dr. Dream and Nancy
T at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. And because this is Dreams Unzipped, people, we were getting down and dreaming. That's what we were doing.
Yeah. So you go get down and dreamy with your bad self, or go get dreamy with your dreamy self, or however that goes. We'll figure it out.
Goodbye and love to you all.
Sweet dreams.
Posts and tags and all kinds of good stuff on this later. Sweet dreams.